Welcome to the Fight Focus podcast. Previewing December the 2nd's Deontay Wilder versus Tyson Fury World Boxing Council heavyweight title fight.
Luis Ortiz and Travis Kaufman. I think it's like the featured heavyweight bout.
Yeah, it's shaping to be okay. As far as I'm concerned, didn't really rate Kaufman, but looking at his record now, he might be a live underdog in this fight.
Yeah, I don't fancy him, to win in any meaningful sort of way. But there's a massive upside to a victory for his career. He's never going to be a contender, but he could be that voluntary sort of like defense that one of them feels safe to make the winner.
Yeah, and don't forget, in boxing history, in the last 20 or so years, we've seen upsets like King Ipitan losing to Bobby Crabtree, and various others. Well, even like Michael Bent versus Tommy Morrison to some extent.
The thing is with Ortiz, I mean, there's two ways to beat Ortiz: is outdog him like Wilder did, or bore him. Rob him of his motivation, create a snooze fest that you could steal. And there's a scenario there that could be played in Kaufman's favour, because Ortiz can't be up for Kaufman.
No, and he's not getting any younger either. He's saying that he's 39, perhaps he's 49.
Could see him. He could just catch him on the right. That's saying that they age overnight. Well, we've seen in his past that he can suffer from lack of motivation. Was it the Malik Scott fight?
Yeah, that was
atrocious.
12-round snooze fest.
But if Kaufman can bore him, he could steal a decision.
And also, if you're looking at the record of Dave Allen when he fought Luis Ortiz, 9-1-1. It's just 11 fights and still went 7 rounds.
Yeah. I mean, it's not going to be a dog fight. I can't see Kaufman surviving a dog fight, but he could win a boring fight.
Yeah. Well, and if Ortiz is there to win big, the only way Kaufman's going to win is outlast him, and
he's not going to win, is he? If Ortiz turns up in the right frame of mind, but we are trying to give it was devil's advocate sort of attitude.
And what's the minor side for Kaufman is he's already lost to Ami Mansell, who was probably 45 at the time. And that was a points decision loss for the vacant USA Pennsylvania State Heavyweight title.
Okay, upside, downside, Kaufman. What's the upside?
He's durable, and that's about it really. And his age, he's younger. Youth and durability versus age and experience, quality.
Live underdog, or are we just looking for
probably
a reason to stay up?
Thinking, but yes, a reason to stay up, and probably. It's up down to Ortiz, and perhaps he can beat him in another 10 years, but age is definitely against Ortiz.
Fight of the night?
No.
I'm kind of hyping myself up for it now. I built it into this war. It's like this massive underdog Rocky story, but it's going to be a boring fight. It's going to be 7-8 rounds. And
let's hope be wrong. Let's hope this fight the year.
Yeah, it could be. I mean, we're going to be up late in the UK, so yeah. Your pick?
Ortiz by about inside 6 probably.
I'm going Kaufman in a 3-round Leonard Hagler Hearns type battle. No, I'm going Ortiz between 8 and 11 rounds.
No comment.
The next fight on the card, we think in the ordered card, is Carlos Licona.
Yeah.
And I think Mark Anthony Barriga. I'm gonna say Barriga.
Yeah. Barriga, whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
You go with that.
They're fighting for the vacant IBF minimum weight title. Now, is that lower than straw weight?
It is straw weight.
Oh, they changed the name. Oh, that's what they call it.
That's the IBF's version of straw weight.
So same as Ricardo Lopez.
Yeah.
Weight.
Basically.
Okay, so I just want to bum people out for a second. These guys, Licona is 13-0, Barriga is 9-0. Combined, they got 3 knockouts. It's going to be a long night.
That's definitely a long night.
They're going to be shorter than the top rope.
Although you could say...
And you're not going to be able to relate to them because they're like 7 stone, 8 stone.
7'7", 105 pounds.
This is exactly the fight you want to warm up the crowd ahead of the biggest heavyweight title fight since Joshua Klitschko.
But on the downside,
that was the upside.
No, the downside is Wilder Fury could look like they're in slow motion compared to these guys.
Yeah, they wouldn't come up to their shorts.
But they look like they're in slow motion. They'd be like watching a...
It's a terrible fight to put on the undercard of
agreed,
two
yeah.
plodding heavyweights.
Yeah.
I mean, no one's interested in the strawweight division, other than the family of those involved in the fight.
There's only 211 people in the whole division to share 4 world belts, which is ridiculous.
You know why, don't know? Because we haven't got that many.
Because everybody likes the McDonald's.
Starving countries anymore. But the corner's American with Mexican heritage. Barriga is Philippines. I got nothing to say about this fight. I mean, I'm being so disrespectful, but
not really. Unless there's lots of coverage, you wouldn't have seen many. I haven't seen anything of Carlos Lacona apart from working on a heavy bag on YouTube.
Yeah, I'm just saying that I don't want to watch this next Saturday night. I'm not. Yes. I gotta sit through it because it's gonna be like 3:00 in the morning. I know I've got 50 minutes of. I just feel.
But on the upside, if you look at Barriga's opponents, most of them got winning records. I think all bar one. I think.
Yeah.
So and you only got like a low KO percentage, but could it be that he's developing fighter and maybe in the late rounds he might get a knockout?
You tend to find that in that division, the knockouts. You don't get many knockout merchants because you're not carrying the power in your frame to knock out.
I don't know. Ricardo Lopez had a lot of knockouts, so I think it's a different thing.
And just being, yeah,
catching the straws. Yeah.
I can't even pick a favorite. I mean, the footage we've seen of Barriga got a really tidy style. Really, really fluid. It seems to me a little bit of an element, a little bit of a Mayweather shoulder roll in there, but with a swagger of, well, you know, when you see you can tell an elite fighter the way they move around the ring and it's like it's dancing sort of thing.
I saw like a shades of Nassim Hamid in some points, but obviously
not. He fights as if he looks as if he got power.
Yeah,
he thinks he got it, but he's got 1 KO.
So.
You know, so
and he's already 25, so he's not going to be probably developing more power unless he comes off his toes, and in which case he gets heavier as he gets older as well.
Watch this be like a 1-round blowout now.
Yeah, well, it could be like we've seen it before again with Michael Nunn versus Sambu Kalambe, where 2 supposedly non-big hitters get the 1-round KO.
Yeah, if this is kind of a fight that if I was channel surfing. And vacant IBF title, I'd probably sit and watch it and kind of look forward to it. But because they're shoehorning this in front of what's going to be not a boring fight, the Wilder fight's not going to be boring, but it's going to be slow and ponderous and calculated. Yeah. I don't know. I'm just feeling sorry for my future self. A week today, sitting there, knowing I got to sit through 60 minutes.
That's a fair comment. Do you have a pick?
Yeah. Barriga, second round.
I'll go with Barriga.
TKO, like 3 knockdown rule.
Saying that, the other guy's got Mexican heritage. He'll probably go full 12, so I'll go Barriga on points.
That's racist.
It's not racist.
Not all Mexicans can go 12 rounds.
They're tough guys.
Yeah.
You know, unless they're middleweights, in which case Nigel Benn used to take them out in a round or so, but...
This Barriga looks like the type of fighter who I think can go up a division, you know, do a couple of divisions.
Yeah, I don't know, maybe. Yeah.
Maybe find his power later on, but he's southpaw as well. It's an interesting fight, but it's just not the fight that.
Yeah, this fight belongs on a undercard of say a Bichelt, Gervonta Davis undercard or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, not such a marquee card like this. This fight has
anything not including heavyweights.
Yeah, I mean you got Joe Joyce, Ariola, Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. on the undercard. They should be higher. This shouldn't be this high on the card.
No.
It's one of the featured bouts.
Then again, I'd probably rather watch this fight than the Ariola fight or the Guerrero fight, because these are up and comers where these other guys have finished more or less.
Yeah, I must be just like a TV fan, that sort of thing. I got nothing else to say. Okay, so the prediction is worth staying up for, or is it going to be good?
Probably for the more of a hardcore fan, I'd say this is, and probably the Mexican fans are going to want to get behind their man to watch, and there's a lot of...
Is it going to be Mexican fans there?
Well, Mexican Americans in America, so for the sake of TV, they'll watch it, I think.
So, say now you're a Mexican American fighter, born in America, but you're calling on that sort of like heritage. Do normal American fans boo you against an American? You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Because there's going to be American fans there. Are they going to see him as one of their own, or are they going to be put? Because America is really anti-Mexico at the moment.
Yeah, but this guy's his residence is California, so I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think he can bank on the home crowd.
No,
with America the way they are.
Anyways, let's hope it's a neutral official, so we get a proper verdict if it goes to the cards.
I don't care if we get a really bad decision.
Somebody's always got to go.
Yeah, it won't. It'll be a draw, and it'll be on the Tyson Fury will win on Saturday, and this will be the chief support on the undercard of that.
Yeah,
we're going to be watching this a few times.
Trilogy.
Yeah, I spent more time on this fight than I want to.
Okay, let's move on.
Yeah, we're done on that one. Next fight on the undercard is defending what is he? The IBF, IBO, WBA Super Welterweight champion Jarrett Hurd. Yeah, I can see it now.
This is Jason Wellborn
defending against Jason Wellborn. Hurd is 22-0. And Wellborn is 24-6. So for those, if anyone's listening from America, what can we tell them about Jason Wellborn with us being British?
Wellborn's he's a former undefeated British middleweight champion. He's not undefeated in his record, but he relinquished the belt to come down in weight to fight Jarrett Hurd.
Oh, he got rid of the belt for this opportunity.
Yeah, the British title. Otherwise, he'd have had to stay at that weight. Obviously, giving it up for this opportunity.
What's his record coming into this? He's won his last 5, so he's a bit of a live challenger. Then is he? He's won his last 5 fights. Tommy Langford, wasn't he a world champion?
No, he fought the interim WBO championship, but lost in 5 rounds.
He's been knocked out 3 times, it says, but yeah. Liam Smith, Frankie Gavin, that's got to look bad now, and Tyan Booth. I don't think he went on to do anything. That was the second fight. I don't know anything about these fighters, Ed.
Yeah, Wellborn is just, I think, in my opinion, British to European level fighter. I think he's been brought in to face Hurd it's a good opportunity for Jason, but with all due respect, Jarrett Hurd for me is the best super welterweight.
Yeah.
Probably better than the WBC and WBO champion in my opinion because of his last fight. The one thing I got going against him is what I didn't like in his last fight against Erislandy Lara was the fact he came in, he looked like a cruiserweight basically against a welterweight. He puts a lot of weight on in between the actual weigh-in and the fight.
He fights like he got asthma.
What do you mean there?
It's like heavy shoulders, like just punching from the sides. He's not punching straight. He's punching with the wide punches, and it's like Shannon Briggs. Yeah. Sort of like I think the weight cut makes him. He's obviously thick at the weight, and he just seems tired. I've only seen a couple of clips of him, and every clip I've seen seems like he's having an asthma attack.
Well, I thought Lara was more skillful fighter on the night, but obviously the size of Hurd posed a big problem. So I think he is using his size there to sort of win these fights. and it'd probably be more interesting to see him as a middleweight in the future.
So, with Wellborn, every month you get older, you're going to be harder to keep a weight you're not natural at. Could Wellborn apply a pace?
No, but he's cutting weight as well now from naturally middleweight down. But he has campaigned like middleweight before, super welterweight. But I don't think he's got the class to beat Hurd.
So how tall is 6'1"? Jarrett Hurd is, and Wellborn is how tall? Can't find his height.
He looks about, I'm not sure, I would have said 5'10", 5'11", maybe taller.
6'1", he looked bigger. Hurd looked bigger than 6'1".
Yeah.
How small is Lara then?
I don't recall how big he is. I thought he was around 5'8", 5'9".
That's why.
5'9",
yeah. He just...
But it looks like it's going to be a Hurd victory within probably 8 rounds for me.
It seems, looking at what we've seen of him, that this kind of matchup is... They've expected this matchup to be quite action-packed. Two come-forward fighters, probably to wake him up after the last fight.
Possibly, yeah.
It does seem to be positioned... it's not a mandatory or nothing, is it? Because he's coming down. It's an optional sort of voluntary defence. Then
I think like a lot of these fighters on this card in particular, they're sort of like fillers. I think who's going to fight bigger and better opponents in the future. No disrespect to Jason Wellborn, but clearly he's been picked
to lose, yeah,
in an action-packed fight.
So what's the chances of an upset with Hurd?
I don't even know what the odds are, so
your opinion.
What? But I don't know. The only chance Wellborn's got is if there's a heck of a pace and Hurd finds it hard making the weight.
Yeah, if he's tight at the weight. But then you said, Wellborn's dropping off pounds himself.
I think either later on stoppage or points. With Hurd, I think even if he was to be weight drained, he'd probably get enough rounds in the bank, take it to the full 12. But like I said, I'm picking Hurd by 8th round stoppage or earlier.
I'm gonna wake up for this one. I haven't got an opinion who I think can win. It looks like from the short videos that I've seen, it looks like an easy night's work for Hurd. Not an easy night's work, but relatively speaking, mid-round stoppage. Can't offer any insight other than that. Anything else?
No, that's probably about it for that fight.
Well, let's get to the main event then. Okay, we're at the main event. Deontay Wilder is defending his WBC heavyweight title against Tyson Fury.
Thoughts?
I got confused thoughts. I mean, is it a state of the current heavyweight division that these two guys are having this bigger fight when we grew up with the Tysons, the Lewises, the Holyfields?
Yeah, on the back of Muhammad Ali, perhaps.
We've just come out of this really bad relationship with the Klitschko's. They've soured us on the whole heavyweight division. And are we looking at this?
Let's get it straight. They soured the Americans probably, but the Europeans...
Oh, come on, you weren't enjoying those fights?
Yeah.
You weren't?
I was a Vitaly Klitschko fan.
No, Vitaly Klitschko, yeah. He's an hard bastard.
But
Vladimir,
yeah. I like Vladimir in the Hay fight.
But they were boring, And is this a good fight, or is it the best fight we've had in a while? That's all it is.
I think it could be the best fight we've had in a while. Maybe it could even take a secondary backseat to Klitschko versus Joshua, but
even that,
But then you had a green Joshua versus an experienced older guy. This time you got two guys with relatively good experience.
Tyson Fury is a good fighter, yeah?
Yeah, but his style may not
Who's
match.
he fought, though? You look at his... We're on about Deontay Wilder. You hear a lot of people say Deontay Wilder's record is padded, right? Other than Vladimir Klitschko, who lost his last 2 fights, who did he beat? Well, that was up and coming.
Well, Kevin Johnson had 2 losses going into that fight.
But Kevin Johnson stopped being Kevin Johnson years and years before that. You know,
He only lost to.
Yeah, but he was treading
Deontay,
water. You know, he whatever momentum he had was long gone by the time.
He cut short Steve Cunningham's chance at heavyweight, probably.
Never had a chance at heavyweight, did he? Though he was an overblown cruiserweight who still.
Yeah,
I'm not trying to like criticize.
Yeah, but Derek Chisora.
That was a good win.
It's a good one because the second one, especially because he made Derek. He had to pull out, and we've seen Chisora fight Gillian White and Carlos Takam since.
Yeah,
and to make him quit requires good skill or a lot of power or whatever.
But the consensus on this fight seems to be that the only way Wilder can win is with a knockout because Fury is a master boxer. But we've only seen this master boxing in effect against Klitschko.
Well, we've seen against Christian Hammer as well, and obviously Chisora. But what you've got to consider is the flip side of the coin is Wilder being outboxed by inferior opposition to Fury, such as Artur Spitska or Spilka.
I'm looking at the records now, though, and Wilder's got the most impressive he got the more impressive resume.
But apart from Klitschko hadn't been beaten for 10 years at that point.
But
in his backyard as well.
Yeah, but knowing what we know now about Klitschko, was it a case of good timing? Was he about to be taken? Was it the natural end of Klitschko's reign, and he was the right man in the right place?
No, because you still have to have a game plan, and I think Fury's a clever boxer. He did take some punishment in round 11 against Klitschko, some hard shots. And you have to come through that to win the title, so and don't forget this is a man who was reigned for 10 years, and he'd beaten the likes of David Haye, who was considered a master boxer himself.
I got a funny feeling, on this side of the fence, in the UK, we are saying Wilder's the hype job. But a strong enough argument, other than that one win, if take away the Klitschko fight, and your approach to this matchup would be completely different, because you would question whether or not Fury deserved it, and that somehow he's, the purist's favourite.
Yeah, you could argue that point.
I just don't see. The more I think about this fight, I'm excited for it, but I don't think the two best heavyweights in the world are fighting. I'm not saying that Joshua is the best heavyweight in the world. I don't know who is, but in the 90s where it was like pass the parcel. There was Holyfield, Tyson, Holyfield,
Mora, Coleman, Briggs,
Holyfield again, Lewis, come back for a while. You kind of knew who the best guy was.
Yeah. Well, it's tried and tested. That's what, like Evander Holyfield always used to wear a t-shirt, tried and tested.
Yeah, there was just so many people who could win the titles in those days, and how many people could win the title? Other than 3 kind of title holders we got now.
Yeah.
What other future champions are out there? Miller? I think this whole fight is a hype job.
Yeah, it could be a hype job, but and maybe there's reason why the tickets are not going as fast as they should be going.
Well, they're not sold out, or
up until this point, I think they've only opened the second tier of the Staples Centre to sell tickets.
Is it?
Like this fight probably would have done at least 50,000-60,000 in Manchester in the UK. So I don't know why they didn't hold it there.
Breaking the fight down then, who wins?
I will pick. It's a pick and fight really, because we don't know what Tyson Fury's got in the tank, what's left. But if he's got,
what was there?
Yeah, if he's even 50-60% of the Tyson Fury who beat Vladimir Klitschko, I pick him out box Deontay Wilder. In my opinion, the tactics have got to be right, because as light as he is compared to Fury, Wilder's still got power, and I think what will happen is Fury should just be careful for the first, say, 5 or 6 rounds, use his body weight to try and lean all over Wilder, make it a boring fight, and then pick up the pace, probably from round 6, go forward and use his strength. It's obvious tactics for Wilder is to land the bombs. So Any thoughts? On
Yeah, I think we're putting too much stock into Tyson Fury's win over Klitschko. Everyone is saying, like, if he was, and you just said it yourself, if he's half the fighter he was 2 years ago, but we don't know what kind of fighter he was 2 years ago. We know he was capable of beating a Klitschko. We don't know if he beat an old Klitschko. Evidence suggests he did, because Klitschko went on to lose his next fight. Prior to that, he beat Christian Hammer.
But that was 2 years later, man.
Yeah, but he fought an unmotivated Derek Chisora in the second time.
I don't think he was unmotivated. He was world boxing
Chisora was
eliminator.
But Chisora was like that, wasn't he? If he doesn't turn up, there's two Chisoras that can turn up. Cunningham, it was a war. He had a war with the last body type similar to Wilder he fought. He had a war with him.
Yeah.
The resume isn't this. I mean, it's one of those cases where the absence of a fighter kind of like built his legacy even more. I got a feeling that after Saturday night, I see Wilder winning, and I see the kind of knockout that makes everybody think, okay, Wilder might be a hype job, but Fury was
possible.
I don't think either of them are any good.
All right.
They're obviously good, but they are not what each camp is trying to make them out to be.
Also, the knock on Wilder would be the opposition, the way he's knocked them out. And although he's knocked out people like Eric Molinas and Ortiz, a lot of these victories, not one-punch knockouts, as his record suggests, like Johan Dufanis. Is it
Duha is a weird pronunciation.
Yeah, it's a weird. That guy, the European guy, well, he was ground down. He wasn't like explosively knocked out, and neither was Areola. Gerald Washington was caught, and then the referee sort of stopped the fight sort of prematurely. I think the only real big knockouts there are Bermain Stavern.
What if Wilder,
no legs?
What if Wilder doesn't have to knock him out? What if?
Yeah, he's athletic. He got good work rate.
What if his game plan?
Yeah.
We all think there's only one path to victory for Wilder, and yet he's shown that for someone who's untalented or unskilled or didn't have the schooling that most boxers did, he's found a way to win. I mean, you can write off the first 30 odd wins.
Yeah.
Tomato cans, put it. But as he's got up a level, he's found a way to win. And the question is Tyson Fury a level above the level that Wilder's been operating in?
Yeah, that's a big question.
And I don't think Tyson Fury is.
But I can't see him being outboxed by R2 Spitzka.
Different fighter though. He found a way to win in that one. I will never get the image out of Tyson Fury timber falling against Cunningham.
Yes, fair comment.
I'll never get part. And the way that he beat Cunningham, how he forced the stoppage, he was holding him and smacking him, and he was he was a really ugly sort of. I don't doubt for 1 minute that Tyson Fury ain't tough.
But the danger for Wilder is he's roughly the same weight as Cunningham was there in our fight, and if Fury manhandles him like that, obviously the referee's gonna have to.
Yeah, the referee's not going to allow that.
Have to do something. But
I just don't think Tyson Fury's going to get the protection that he needs to fight the type of fight he needs. He's going to want to hold and grab, and I think he's going to get called in it early.
But so there are a lot of intangibles in this fight, and there's a lot to agree and disagree on. And it's going to be a pick and fight basically. Nobody knows what Tyson Fury's going to turn up and to how good Wilder really is. So my prediction is Fury, and yours is.
But I want to qualify it by saying that not only do we not know how good Wilder is, we have no idea how good Fury is. Yeah. They both could be hype jobs. They both could be the real deal. For this fight, I'm going to say Wilder, and I wouldn't be surprised if it's on point.
Okay.
That's me. Thanks for listening. Give us a like if you liked it. So we know whether or not to do more.
But most feedback is appreciated because we don't know everything in this game, and if anybody got any insight into anything else,
advice, criticisms, we'll take it all. Thank you guys.